Hello, my beautiful air signs. This is a video for my air signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you look at your birth chart and see you have a lot of air and they're not in those placements, feel free to watch this video because it might resonate. When you look at your birth chart, it's really important to see how much of an element you have because that could be more what you identify as. Air signs tend to be more logical. They're very imaginative, and they love to learn, and they think outside the box. They're very sharp. But anyways, this reading is very interesting. If you have any fire in your chart, you might want to watch the fire element video that I posted, or that I'm going to post. I don't know which order I'm going to do it in, but you should check it out if you have any fire in your chart, because some of this might be relevant for you. So the first thing that because I pulled the same card for the overall energy for my fire signs, but this is a little different. There's a need to practice deep listening. It can be hard for my air signs. I have air in my chart too. It can be hard to go within because you guys are very practical. You're more mental. So you think things through where most people would probably feel them through. But it doesn't mean that you're cold or you're insensitive. It just means that this is how you practice emotions. This is how you process emotions. But there's a need to kind of step outside of your comfort zone. And I know it's real hard because although this is a timeless reading, we are in quarantine. So normally when you're like, okay, I'm going to get my way through things, I'm going to think this through, I'm just going to apply reason and logic. We are in a very spiritual time vibrationally. And so it's requiring a different side of you that might be hard to articulate. And instead of, if you have a hard time doing that, even if you're in the shower, close your eyes. One thing that might help you guys is to take dark showers. Turn off the lights, turn on some meditation music, and just take a shower. Close your eyes when you take a shower, and do this every day. You can do it for 3 days, 12 days, between 3 to 12 days, okay? Just try this between 3 to 12 days. And there's definitely a situation there's something that's trying to come in for you, but you're closed off to it right now. But it's a beautiful opportunity. It's something beautiful trying to come in, but I want you to be able to step into your greatness. So if you can do that exercise, I feel like you're going to know what to do and how to handle the situation. So the overall energy again is the 6 of fire. The 6 of fire is like great success. This is like being an influencer. This is people looking up to you. This is like you taking off. Like, you see how this ship is really huge? But then there's like these little ships, like these little air balloons around it. It's because you're like leading the way for a lot of people. You're like an example of what to do. Your ships are taking off. It's like all of your hard work is trying to it's either currently manifesting or this could be future energy. But the 6 of fire is like the traditional 6 of wands, but this is like, to me, taking flight, like taking off, like, okay, we're getting off the ground. This could be a business. This is related to something that with work. And although this video is not a career video, I always do my readings where it's the current energy, what we're releasing, and what we're bringing in. So just always take it how it applies. If you're in a love situation, this could also apply. But what I'm picking up heavy is like something that you're very passionate about when it comes to some sort of like skill or trade or business. It's trying to come off the ground. It's like you might be doing really good right now. You might be nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, making good money at what you're doing. So maybe this is what's keeping you a little resistant to trying something new, because it's like, this works. Like, this works. I'm in my power. I'm fine. And the universe is trying to take you somewhere else. We got the 6 of swords in reverse. So you got 6 and 6. And so you might be seeing 666, but when I see 666, I always think about birth. But it's The Six of Swords traditionally upright is always talking about being taken out of troubled waters. You see, it's like, you see how there's 3 birds in the background and there's 3 birds in the front? There might be something or someone that you have to let go of. You see how she's got a suitcase? But these 3 birds are going that way and these 3 birds are going this way. And it's like, she's not rowing the boat because she's being led out of a situation. And these waters are very turbulent. So whatever's going on, either you don't realize how, maybe even if you're doing good, or if you don't feel like you're doing good with whatever this is, like your career, your trade, the universe wants to take you out of this into something new, but you may not perceive it. I'm getting the feeling that you don't recognize that you're in a situation that you need to leave from. And I think that's because you're being a little too logical. The Six of Swords is air. And I feel like you might have to lose something. We always have to lose something, right? When we let go of something and we go towards something new. This is about packing light. This is about getting out of a situation. This is about listening to your crown chakra. I can't stress this enough, guys. Like, I had this feeling that I needed to move to Arizona. For me personally, I had this feeling that I just needed to like change my whole entire life, and I didn't know why, and it just kept coming and it kept coming and it kept coming through a series of events for about maybe 6 months or so, and then boom, I just got out. I just made everything happen in my life. Then all this epidemic stuff happened, and then all this stuff started happening, but my career is doing great. So it's like, don't allow your logic to get in the way of removing yourself from the situation. And I feel like you'll know what the situation is because you might be triggered by it. It might be a situation that makes you feel like you're powerless, but you're making money. It's like, but I'm making money. Or I have, this position. Something about like a position. But you may not have balance in it. You may I don't know what it is, because this is for a lot of people, but it's like you might have to cut your losses and start something new, but you're gonna you're gonna have justice when you do. But what you need to release, besides just going, first of all, even though I'm saying walking away, what you're gonna receive your answers when you do those shower meditations. So I want you guys to do those shower meditations between 3 to 12 days, whatever resonates with you. Whew. And we have a major arcana here. We have sacrifice. I had to go check which one this was again because I totally forgot. This is a deck that I don't use that often, but this is the Hangman. And the fire signs got this card too, and what they need to release. So in this deck is a little different, okay? So, this is what you need to release, is the inability to sacrifice for what you want. There's something that you're gonna have to sacrifice. And it makes you happy with this rainbow energy. I feel like it's like a surrendering. It's not. I know it says sacrifice, but the Hangman is all about like Neptune energy, things unseen, as above, so below. This, you could be dealing with the Pisces, but I feel like this is something that you're not really clear about, but you just know it just feels good, and logically it makes sense. It might have been something that you created, something that you've done on your own and emotionally fulfills you, but the universe is saying that it's like the inability to sacrifice. It's like you need to sacrifice something for something greater. And I mean, I'm just saying it how I see it. Everyone's got their own situation. But it's in relation to some sort of project or something that you've worked really hard to master with this 8 energy. 8 to me is all about good. It's about karma. It's about abundance. It's like the 8 is, it's like it's the abundance you get from the stability that you built with the 4 energy. And you see how this guitar or whatever this instrument is, it's like, you see how it's like these roots are like growing from it, and there's these coins, these pentacles that are coming. It's like there's a need to sacrifice something that you've worked so hard on. This could be a relationship for some, but for a very small few, But whether it's a relationship or not, you're going to know because this reading is for you. But there's something that you've worked hard, and I mean hard on. Something that you've repeatedly, like blood, sweat, and tears on. Something that you were so passionate about. So it might be really, really hard to understand why. And sometimes the universe doesn't tell us why. It just tells us what. And we have to tune in so that we can receive the answers. But there's something, it's always for you. It's not, it might feel like, for example, if a kid wants to eat ice cream for dinner, and it's like the parents say, no, you can't have ice cream for dinner because you can have cavities. You can't do that. But you're like, it's so amazing. It's kind of like that feeling where it's like, not saying that it's what you love is bad. It's just saying that whatever you want and that you're clinging to, it's justified because you've worked hard for it and you've like chased after it passionately. With this Chariot, you went after it. This once used to balance you. This was the thing. But somewhere along the way, it caused some sort of sadness. So this could have been a relationship that you worked so hard on and someone did you wrong. You could have been dealing with the Cancer or a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But there's a lot of emotions invested in whatever this is. And it's like, there's like a need to release those emotions and what was lost in the situation, and to really recognize what you have left. There was some sort of loss that occurred over something that you pursued heavily. And Spirit is saying you're already successful at it, or you will be successful at it with the Six of Fire and this Queen of Pentacles, but there's a need to like, Source is going to take you away from it. So if you feel like you're being pulled away from this relationship, or you're being pulled away, or you're kind of being edged out, it's for your own good. It's to actually save you from, you see how there's this dark energy in the corner? It's like, this is where you came from. Maybe you didn't see it, but it's like they're trying to take you this way, but you're trying to go that way. So whatever, and it's like you have a lot of emotional cards. You have the Water, you have the Chariot, which is like a Cancer card. It's like, but your natural energy is air. So it's kind of like this balance between what you need to let go of and what you worked so hard for. So remember, when you walk away from something, you always take your skills with you. You always take nothing's ever wasted is what I'm feeling. Nothing's ever wasted. So what I want to do is let you know that there's a new beginning coming. This is the outcome. If you can be willing to sacrifice a little bit to gain a lot. Now, with this new beginnings card, this represents the Fool in traditional tarot. This is a major arcana. So you have two major arcanas. This means it's very serious, my air signs. Very serious. You have the Hangman. It's like there's a huge need to change your perspective on this career or this relationship. Change your perspective about it. Don't look at how hard it was, or how hard you had to work for it, or what was lost, or what will be lost if you walk away. There's like, because whenever you use a major arcana, it's like a big deal, okay? That's all. I'm just gonna say it in a simple way. It's a big deal. But this is the Full energy. This is leaving something behind. It's kind of giving me the Matrix vibe when Neo walked through the door and met the Oracle or the Keymaker. But anyways, I digress. If anyone, so basically the tarot journey is from the Fool to the World, right? That is all the cards go in a sequence of numbers, from the Fool's journey to the World. And they go through a series of obstacles along the way, but the goal is to get to the World. But this card is giving me both vibes, guys. it's because you're stepping out. She almost looks blind in this picture, even though her eyes are open and she's got the staff. It's like you're being led. And again, you're being led. It's like because you're willing to step out with this new energy, and the full energy is always about packing light. See how she's a bag here? And she's got one bag here. So you might be leaving a lot behind, but what you're going to gain from this is like the influence of the world, like the world, like the universe, like anything. This is like unlimited potential. This is possibility, but not everyone can take the fool's journey. Some people stay in their suffering. And just know, if you can't let go and see, it's like almost like there's this energy of not being able to see the good. Because you're looking at the bad. You're looking at what you'll have to leave behind. Maybe this is friends with this 3 of Cup energy. Maybe this is a lot of emotions that, whatever it is. Don't get stuck in the 5 of Cups. Allow these new beginnings, because it's going to lead you to everything you ever wanted. It's just not coming in the way that you probably would have expected. Because you have the Justice. And this isn't aligned. This is another major arcana, okay? You have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 major arcanas. Who y'all got me worked up? So we got the Justice card, and 11 is all about alignment. This is about this is sharp. This is on target. This is on point, okay? This is being so aligned. This is being balanced. You see how she's got the Sword of Truth? You guys are the sword in tarot. The sword is represented by air signs. That's your natural element, but then you got this balance. Some of you could be dealing with the Libra. Doesn't have to be. I don't get caught up on signs because I don't want to throw you and try to make it fit if it doesn't. This just means the energy of a Libra, of an aligned Libra. So it's like, with this Justice, this is like, boo-boo. Y'all don't even understand. It's like everything that you've sacrificed. I got chills. Everything that you've worked hard on and rushed in and been bold and brave, and everything that you've left behind is going to come back to you, guys. It's going to come back, and I got chills. It is going to come back to you in ways unimaginable, in ways that are fair and just. When you step out on faith, when you step out, and see how I said it seemed like she was blind? She's got this staff that's leading her, right? You can't just jump ship. Let me make that very clear. You cannot just jump ship. You have to do this first. You have to connect, because you need to know if it's your ego telling you or it's your crown chakra. Are you being led? Is this intuitive guidance, or is this just you forcing a narrative? So Source is saying, Spirit is saying, do this between 3 to 12 days in the shower every day before you make any decisions. This is very important before you say anything and before you share this with anyone. This is very, very important, okay? Because with the full energy, the new beginning energy, it's someone to who everyone else looks like a fool. And I remember when I moved, everyone's like, oh my God, you're such an idiot. Oh my God, why would you do this? Why would you do that? It's like, because, oh my gosh. And I keep saying it's the Fool, even though it's saying it's new beginnings, because in the traditional tarot, that is the Fool card. But the reason, I want to break it down, okay? The reason why they say it's the Fool is because this person is being led by Spirit. It doesn't make sense in the natural world. And air signs are all about things making sense. That is your natural element, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is absolutely beautiful. But in this situation of your life, if you want the recognition, the influence, the career of your dreams, you want to go in the right direction of what you've been manifesting, you have got to get more spiritual. You have got to get off the ground with this Neptune energy. Go up, up, up like a fucking Pisces. Like, you're going to feel strange. You're going to feel weird. Don't tell anyone. Just do this for between 3 to 12 days in the shower with your meditations, in the dark with your meditation music. I promise you, you're going to feel so much more clarity. And when you step out on this new beginning, you might be the only person who understands why. You may not understand what for or what's coming, but you will understand why, because you're being led. You're being led. You're being guided, okay? I'm stressing this because most of the time the outcome messages are cut and dry, and for you guys, it's more of advice today. So I'm just taking my time, okay? I gotta take my time because this is people's lives and it's very serious. But the reason why you have this 11 here, this justice, guys, is because you're in alignment. And when you're in alignment, you can trust yourself. So to everyone else, you might look like a fool. That's why they call it the Fool card. But to you, you are creating a new world for yourself. Some of you guys might be dealing with court cases. You might have fought so hard for custody or so hard for divorce. It could be anything, dealing with contracts, but you're going to get justice. Everything's going to work out, but Spirit is stressing, surrender it through meditation, because you might do something that might seem radical to other people, but you're right on track. Mark my words. Anywho, let's go down here. We got the Judgment. So the Judgment traditionally is about rebirth, which is what? A new beginning, right? But for some of you, and I can't sugarcoat this because I got to keep it real. For some of you guys, you won't accept this new judgment. You won't accept this new birth. Some of you might be too caught up in your emotions because, let's keep it real, air signs are typically clear of their mind. They have a clear mind. So you might be muddied by your emotions. But Source energy is saying, don't let this new beginning put you in a situation where you're too frightened to move. You see these troubled waters? It's almost like, and I'm using different decks too. Allow this rebirth to happen. Just surrender to it. If you have to do the meditations every fucking day until you feel better, do it. I had to do it myself. Even though I knew I made the right decision, I was so distraught that I was stuck. I was like, I don't know what to do. Why'd I do this? It's a faith walk, but it's not a, hey, I meditate for a couple days, get an answer, I'm done. It's a lifestyle. So some of you guys, for what you're asking for, you're going to have to change your lifestyle. Some of you guys might be working with moon cycles. That will really help. I do a lot of videos on how to work with the current energy. But you might be feeling confused about if you made the right decision. You see how she's sitting, and there's troubled waters behind her. You might have felt like you left your self-power, your self-worth, and everything you ever knew behind you. So you're stuck. Mentally stuck. This is definitely air sign energy with the swords. You see? But don't forget where you came from. These turbulent waters right here is what you left behind. All you have to do is do this. Make this a lifestyle. And you'll be able to take the blindfold off. And when you do, you got the Page of Cups, a new emotional beginning, a new playful light energy. Oh my God, look at this. All in front of the water. She's like standing on a dock. She's sitting on it, and it's like, oh my God, it's a beautiful story. It's like you were in this troubled waters. It took you a long time to get out of the situation, but when you did, there was a period where you're indecisive. This is the outcome. You're like, I don't know if I made the right decision. Did I leave all my power behind? What the fuck am I doing? But then when you do this, you get to this beautiful place with this Page of Cups. The waters will calm. You'll feel refreshed, almost like a kid again, and you're going to know that you made the right decision. Woo, my air sign. This was very powerful. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you guys, another one. Can you give me an oracle card for my beautiful air signs? I've got some decisions to make. Oh, 2 came out. At the bottom of the deck, prosperity lies behind, new moon in Taurus. So I feel like some of you guys might be dealing with the Taurus. You know, the Taurus season could be important to you. Doesn't have to be. Be bold and make the first move. Oh my God. This is the first move. Once you get that download from Spirit, you're going to know when to move and how to move. Wow. And then we got your commitment is being tested. So I feel like this is your commitment being tested with this Queen of Pentacles. Like, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm secure. I have good money. Why would I leave? And then also your commitments being tested with what you're focusing on. Are you focusing on the 3 cups that spilled, or are you focusing on what you have? You're going to have to cut something off, but when you do, you're going to boss up and prosperity lies ahead. So this was just my check-in for my air sign. Stay blessed. Stay your lovely. And if you'd like to book a personal reading for some more clarification and guidance, I'm more than happy to work with you guys. Namaste.